Oh, will you look at that, I'm making another video. And today I will be looking at some precious art that I made with my incredible skills. Decided to make my own drawing challenges that lasted a whole month of me just drawing every day in the hopes that maybe I will improve in some way, shape or form without having any major previous knowledge of how to draw. You see, being that I have some dolls for drawing, I don't know how to call them, I decided to draw it in 4 positions for the first 4 days. First is this one, very a plain design, I have to say. I have this thing that I put around its arm that is actually there in the thing, and just a simple pose to get things started. As you can tell, the one arm is longer than the other, but this is a learning process. Yes. Then I decided that I had to give myself a harder time and draw a really hard pose. As you can see, this looks like a mix between a ballerina and a JoJo pose. I did a decent job. Like, one arm is smaller and all of that, but that is perspective. Yes, perspective. Oh, and I had to do a sketch and the line art, and some of them I actually forgot to take the picture of the sketch. I'm really smart. Then this one, the sketch is also almost impossible to see, it's too bright. But the line art, as you can see, I went for a pose that was like his arms and legs are completely broken. You wouldn't be able to do this pose. Don't try it. Don't try it. I care about you. And for the final day, I decided that I had to do a pose that was simple, but add something that wasn't there. You know? So I did a figure sitting down, doing a thing with his arms, and I did a chair under his ass. Under their ass? And this is the line art. Precious. Pure. I actually looked at a reference of how to draw a chair, like a picture of a chair from IKEA, so it's even more embarrassing. This is all me trying to humiliate myself if you haven't been able to catch the drill. Then for the next 4 days I drew hands, because I always understand people saying, oh, hands are impossible to draw and all of that. So practice hands. As you can see, these ones are not that bad for someone that is just starting, I would say. And the liner looks worse. I actually feel like this one, the sketch, looked better. It's okay, still, it's okay. I did all my lines of my hands, so if you are able to read hands, please tell me my freaking future and how many days I have to live. The next one, it's like more difficult. This is trying to get myself out of my comfort zone, to destroy my barriers and destroy my life. And the hands look a bit weirder, but I feel like I was getting like a better grip of how to do it, I feel. And the line art looks nice. Now these ones look like the hands of an old man, but that is because I try to do like shadows and things and stuff like that, so it looks like an old man, but these are actually my hands. And the liner again looks like the hands of an old man, but because your hands, if you look at your hands, you have some small wrinkles and things like that. But as I was trying to draw in, and I don't have like different capacities to like different amount of ink in my drawings, I don't know how to cut. I said fuck you to myself and did my hands like this. The liner again, perfect stuff. Great. This finger, like right here, this finger looks completely broken in my opinion, but that is how my hands look in that pose. I don't know. Maybe if I had shadows, that will make more sense. Is that a thing? I hope that is a thing. Also, my hand is super long. Then, for the next 4 days, I had to draw faces. So I decided to go for really attractive faces. As you may be able to tell, first I drew Danny DeVito. I feel like I did his cheeks too big, and his lips look so weird. But I feel like those are his lips. You know, he has these super small lips, and the finished one doesn't change that much. But I feel like at this point I was getting like a better grasp of things. But still, one of the eyes is bigger than the other. That is just the things I have to accept in life. I also feel like maybe there is some perspective going on. Maybe. The next one is Steve Buscemi. Another awesome looking dude. I somehow made him look even more like a hobo. No more comments. Then I decided to draw Jack Black. Obviously. No comments. And the liner. Again. This and I also took this picture especially because I wanted to have him like doing a different expression to make it harder. Because of course I did. Also, his forehead looks huge. But I don't know if that. I think that is because his hair was going down. Me making excuses for making shitty drawings. The last one is myself. And I am actually like kind of proud of this one. Yeah. I feel like it looks nice. I'm going to put that one as my profile picture in Instagram that I don't have. Then for the next 4 days, again, I drew animals. First, I drew this goat. That again, I am kind of proud of how well I did it. Especially the liner looks great. Like I did the shadows. I did it, maybe because the shape was very understandable. You could tell the shadows really well, so it was easier for me to understand the thing. Then I drew a wolf. Look at this precious boy. Look at this precious boy and tell me you don't want to pet his head. He looks so pitiful. He looks so cute. Maybe I feel like I might have remembered to save the images that I use from Google Images. Then I drew a spider. Because I love spiders. Spiders are cool. Then my cat. Because I had to. He looks so sad. Like in the original picture, he didn't look sad. I swear. He looks like a mix of sad and concern. Like he's looking at me like, what have you done? What have you? And in the liner, he looks a bit better. He looks less concerned, but his eyes still look pretty weird. But it's because he's in like kind of looking at me, but kind of not completely looking at me. It's hard to explain. Then, for the next 4 days, I had to draw myself in a pose. So, first day, I drew a Steven Universe. I'm sorry. It's just that I look so fucking white. Like, look at this. I don't know why I wasn't able to like change things while drawing it, but all the time I was like, why am I so white, so thick, like I am not like this in real life, if you haven't been able to tell. But generally I like it. It looks alright, I guess. The line art isn't any better, by the way. The next one, I actually love how absolutely like a creep did I look? Like, look at these hands. Look at these hands. What are these salad finger looking hands? Oh, also, my eyes are not aligned in this one because I didn't do like a line or anything. And my hair is all messy, like always. The liner looks worse somehow. The next one, I drew myself from the back. As again, this like upper hand, completely destroyed. That thing doesn't look like fingers, so it looks like sausages. I'm sorry to tell you, you have replaced your fingers with sausages. But the lower hand looks nice. Let's not focus on the back. Let's focus on that hand. And the last one, I look like freaking Frankenstein. Like, I look so boxy, so white and boxy. Like, I should have just drew myself with the freaking screws on the head. Oh, and upper hand looks alright. Lower hand looks horrible. Also, I totally forgot to mention the fact that the first one, the feet. Just look at those horrible feet. Now, for the next 4 days, I had to draw characters that I had as small figures in my room. So, first one, Shy Guy from Mario. In the liner, he looks alright. I think. The sketch looks okay, but the liner looks pretty nice. For some reason, I never noticed that one of the arms is longer on the figure than the other one. That is actually a thing in the figure. I never noticed. Then I drew Blathers. I have this Blathers amiibo, and I drew him from the side to make it harder. And the liner especially looks pretty nice. Looks pretty clean, in my opinion. Like, it's not all that well, but it's pretty acceptable, I feel. Then I decided to make it even harder and draw Bowser. I have this Bowser amiibo. This one looks okay. I feel this one. I'm both disappointed and proud on how well I did it, because it was so hard. Like, I gave myself such a hard time by selecting Bowser. This is the liner, as you can say. I added some colors in this one. Looks pretty nice in my opinion. I might post it in Full Affinity or something. Now, this one is the one I feel the most proud of. Look at this. Look at this complex freaking design of a figure. I did a great job. I'm sorry. This is the moment I go and just stroke my ego for a second. Forget everything else. Just remember this one. Next 4 days, I had to draw my own original characters. First, I drew my Kerber Sona, but I drew it based on an actual Kerber. As you can see, the sketch looked really nice. Again, simple designs are easier to draw, easier to understand, especially compared to me drawing people. And the liner looks surprisingly well. Then I have to draw my Troll Sona from Homestuck. This one was based obviously in my own like picture of my body to make it harder. And the eyes look so funny because I tried to make the eyes more cartoony looking, but the rest of the body is super realistic. Also, if you look at it like by afar, it looks alright. But let me just center in the hands. Oh baby, look at those hands. I have like 3 fingers in those hands? Like, holy moly, I never looked how hard it was to draw like hands together. Like, it looks horrible. Next, then I drew myself as my Sona. I have a lot of Sonas apparently. I forgot to do the horns. She's supposed to have like horns of a lamb, but it looks pretty nice. Even the hand looks alright, I would say. The tail, I did it based in nothing. Like, that was exactly like my idea of a tail, completely simplified. So, maybe I am developing somewhat of a style, maybe. maybe. And finally, for this one, I did my imaginary friend from my childhood. He's a pretty good boy. He looks pretty cute in my opinion. In the sketch I try to do everything. The hands look alright, I like the hands. And then I did some colors to make him pop. I even did some like red on his arms and some black here, and one of his eyes glows. Next, for the last 2 days, I did just hard things. So first, I did a background. This was completely me just trying to fuck me over. Um, and I did this piece of my room in front of me. As you can see, some toys like here in the sketch, and Carl looking at me directly the other side of my room. That is actually a thing that he is constantly looking at me in all moments. And the liner, I had to do all of the lines like straight lines with a ruler to make sure that they look nice. I feel pretty proud of this one too. Like not as proud of as my Majora's Mask one, but like alright. And for the last day being that was completely out of ideas and I didn't have like a lot of time, I decided to ask my dad, hey, what should I draw? And that went like something like, oh, you should totally draw a horse because horses are hard to draw. So here is the sketch of a horse, and here is the line art. Looks so freaking funny. I don't know, like like clearly my dad didn't understand the point of me forcing myself because this didn't force myself at all. I just make an ugly horse, and in that note, I had to think like I should continue doing and pursuing my incredible art skills. So turns out I found this book of how to draw kawaii. So I think that I will be doing that this month. So by next month I'm going to be kawaii AF. So get ready. Bye. Just look at those hands.